Hello guys, that's me and I'm on the Baikal Lake. Actually, I've spent there most of my life and I know that you have everything, internet, booklets, guides, friends, so technically you don't need anything more. However, only Annie can say you all the truth about the place where you stuck now. And I will talk you as a local guy to a local dude, very tough, honest and subjective, like no one does. As you know, regular Russians don't speak English. So if you do a trick like a bourgeois in a cab with planning every your step, so here are some words about places you should not visit on Baikal Lake, in my very subjective opinion, as a local person. So the first one is Listvyanka, because everyone does it. It's easy. Still, if you would like to do that, forget about booking. Just find a little bus with letters Listvyanka, drop, and so you will be there. Actually, it's a little village with some infrastructures better than in other places. You can do their Chersky stone and look at Nerpa, a local cute seal in the Baikal Museum, and see like the trade market, take a snack with a local fish, and see Air Wooden Museum Taltsi. Plus, if you have legs, like you can do a summer hike in 5 hours up to the next village Balshii Koty, it means big cats, and ship away in the next day. So just be safe about ticks and find the right place on the trail. The next destination, Orkhon Island. I know that it's the #1 destination. Everybody loves that. I know the legend of shamans concentrated over a region. I know crazy talented musicians who play their piano in the long nights. I know all that, but I don't like it. I think it's cold, empty, dump with garbage. In a season like everything crowded with tourists, you would adore Ireland, I know, but I personally hate it as my own enemy. Still, it's very good for ice skating and hovercraft in winter time, so that's alright for you. The next are Sludyanka, Байкальск, Улан-Удэ, Большое Голоусное, Северобайкальск. Those villages attached to the railway are kingdoms of boring if you live there more than a day. Forget about such idea. Maybe you can ski in Baikalsk or watch the huge head of Lenin in Ulan-Ude if you're kind of fan of that, but villages are very typical. Just swoop it one for another during your hiking or shipping or even helicoptering. You would get some pleasure only that way. Cherishing with the actually places you should visit. So here are the places you should visit. The Great Baikal Trail, Circumbaikal Railway, the Sign Nose and Ishkani Islands, and some mountains. The first one is Baikal Trail. So if you're a natural tourist who like hiking, dream some seeds of the Sagandala herb, and hike, climb, roll over the Great Baikal Trail and hope its kind-hearted villages on the edges until you are annihilated or enlightened. At least you would meet a lot of stray international comrades there, I promise. The Great Baikal Trail starts from Listvyanka and then it goes for many kilometers, some part of the trail on the north. But I prefer, like, for the easiest way, southern parts. Then the next Circumbaikal Railway. It takes full day to go by train from Sludyanka to Port Baikal, or the other way around. Though this historical railway built on the bones of prisoners, quite amazing. Check the timetable of little buses that head there, because the place itself is prominent in its beauty. You will see artificial tunnels in the mountains, everything. Ask a train driver to replace yourself on the nose of the train. That's more than possible and literally opens you the horizons. You can do the same boat back to Listvyanka from Port Baikal. Then the Seine Nose and Ushkani Island. The Seine Nose is a good, quiet place, not warmed with people, true wilderness. Ushkali Islands is a place relatively nearby. Nerpa has its celery, or maybe Nerpery there, and you can reach the islands by boat or helicopter and enjoy it, because there is quite a lot of natural researches there in the region, and I think you can there reach the Severobaykalsk and some northern part of Big Baikal Trail. And here are some other places where you can go. Number 4, there are quite different direction from Baikal Lake. It's on the west, and I can say about Picturesco and Shumak. There are real mountains like Alps with real Alpian fields. And about Picturesco, it's 2-3 days of cliffs adventures and snow upwards in the end. And Shumak, it's a really hard and interesting route. Depends on your speed. You can do it in 3 or 14 days. So there was my very subjective opinion about place where you can go and what you could do there. And now just you can see actually just a list of the thing I mentioned and how many days you can spend there without subdivision into places I recommend and don't recommend. So just look at all of them and maybe you will find something you like. Good luck!